Intended for fleet defence and observation duties, the Fairey Fulmar was designed to specification 0838. Its design was based on the earlier P434 light bomber prototype, and as with so many British naval aircraft of the day, was designated for a two-man crew of pilot and observer, even though it was a fighter. The prototype Fulmar made its first flight in January 1940, powered by a Merlin 3 engine, but was only capable of 230 miles an hour, or 370 kilometres an hour. Following the adoption of the more powerful Merlin 8, the Fulmar can now reach 265 miles per hour, considered adequate for engaging enemy bombers. The Fulmar was never intended to dogfight, as it was considered unlikely to meet fighter opposition, the enemy not having an aircraft carrier. However, the Fulmar had exceptional endurance, good flying characteristics, and with a wide undercarriage was well suited to deck operations. A total of 20 Fleet Air Arm squadrons would operate the Fulmar, including the improved Mark II with a Merlin 30 engine. The aircraft would see service in many theatres. It was used to protect Arctic convoys from attack by enemy bombers, and was used in the Mediterranean both to protect vital convoys to Malta and to provide fighter protection for strikes by Swordfish aircraft against targets such as the Taranto naval base. In 1941, Fulmars operating from HMS Victorious used their endurance to shadow the German battleship Bismarck until strikes could be made by Swordfish torpedo bombers, attacks which hastened the end of the Bismarck. However, in the Far East, the large Fulmar was no match for the nimble Japanese aircraft such as the famous Mitsubishi Zero. Throughout 1942, the Fulmar was gradually replaced by other types, including the Sea Hurricane, the Seafire, and the Martlet in Fleet Air Arm squadrons. Fulmars are often retained for their long-range reconnaissance abilities, and some are converted to the night fighter role with the addition of an air intercept radar, where the long endurance was a distinct benefit. In total, the Fulmar accounted for no less than 112 enemy aircraft over the course of the war, with 40 Fulmars lost in action. This makes it the most successful type operated by the Fleet Air Arm during the war. The last Fulmar was retired from frontline use in 1945. There is only one known surviving Fairey Fulmar. This was the prototype, retained by the company after the war and used until 1956, after which time it was sent to the Fleet Air Arm Museum in Yeovilton, UK, where it is still on display today. In 1/48th scale, there is the MPM kit of the Fulmar Mark I from 2007, which you might still find. This was modified in 2008 by Edouard for the Mark II, and further modified into the night fighter version by MPM in 2009, which also appeared under the Special Hobby brand. Special Hobby also released a combined Mark I and Mark II in 2015, with lots of resin and photo etch parts, probably the best 1/48th kit of the Fulmar. The 1994 Vista tooling of the Fulmar in 1/72 has spawned a very large range of kits, including the Revell Mark I of 1995, which incidentally uses a Mark II on the box art, but there we go, an Airfix kit of 2005, a Smear kit of 2006, and ultimately 3 AZ kits of the Mark I, the Mark II, and the NF Mark II, all in 2017 and all featuring photo etch parts and resin wheels. In 2009, Special Hobby created their own 1/72nd scale kit of the Mark I and of the prototype aircraft, following this up with the Night Fighter in 2017.